rise to you. When temptation comes my way, God, when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Oh Jesus, you're my hope and stay. And Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you every hour. Oh, I need you. And you're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Oh, oh God, how I need you. Sorry, I totally screwed the ending, but I'm thinking maybe we salvage it. Two, three. Lord, I come and I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I'd fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. You're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found, that's where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free, yes. And holiness is Christ in me. Oh, where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Yeah, Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. And every hour I need you. You're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So would you teach my song to rise to you? When temptation comes my way, God, when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Oh Jesus, you're my hope and stay. And Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you every hour. Oh, I need you. And you're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God. you.
Sorry, I totally screwed the ending, but I'm thinking maybe we salvage it.
One, two, three.
Lord, I come and I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I'd fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. You're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found, well, that's where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free, yes. And holiness is Christ in me. Oh, where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Yeah, Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. And every hour I need you. You're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So would you teach my song to rise to you when temptation comes my way? God, when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Oh Jesus, you're my hope and stay. And Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour, oh, I need you. And you're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Oh, oh God, how I need you.
Sorry, I totally screwed the ending, but I'm thinking maybe we salvage it.
One, two, three.
Lord, I come and I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I'd fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. You're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found, well, that's where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free, yes. And holiness is Christ in me. Oh, where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Yeah, Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. And every hour I need you. You're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So would you teach my song to rise to you when temptation comes my way? God, when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Oh Jesus, you're my hope and stay. And Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour, oh, I need you. And you're my one defense and my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Oh, oh God, how I need you.
Sorry, I totally screwed the ending, but I'm thinking maybe we salvage it.
Two, three.
Lord, I come and I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I'd fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. You're my one defense and my righteousness.
So I was looking through the lesson this week and kept her running this way and that way and around and back, and finally this morning, about halfway through my studies this morning, it came together, and God showed me a few things that I hope I can properly relay to you. So bear with me as we look at this. We know Elijah. Elijah just kind of drops on the scene in chapter 17 of 1 Kings. Elijah the Tishbite. Let me get my words in my mouth here. He's not really introduced. He's just named. The Bible says that Elijah the Tishbite, God came to him and told him to go and talk to King Ahab. Now Ahab, as we know, according to Scripture here, did worse things in the sight of God than any of the other kings before him. He did more to destroy the nation of Israel than any king since King Saul. And he was just that bad. And the Scripture tells us that the worst things that the other kings did, he didn't think that was anything. He'd do that all day long, not even think about it. So he is told to go to the king and tell him that I'm going to dry up the rain. It's not going to rain for 3 years and ain't nothing you can do about it. Now this, as we know, is a, hey guys, come on in. Kids just went downstairs if you just want to head on down. The thing that Ahab did, he married he married a woman who we all know the name of, Jezebel. And even today, you'll hear people talk about different folks having the spirit of Jezebel. And the thing about Jezebel was that she was a high-class lady, and she was a high-class lady from a town that was the center of Baal worship. Now, Baal, as we know, he was the god that was considered the god of storms, the god of rain, the god of, through the rain and the storms, fertility. Anything having to do with water from the skies, that was Baal. It's no coincidence that the true God of Israel used a drought to show that he was really in charge. When the old prophet went to King Ahab, he said, it's not going to rain again for 3 years until I tell it to, says God. And that is a direct challenge to Baal and all the prophets of Baal. Now we know how that eventually turned out. Old Elijah got to kill about 400 of them with his own sword. So in the end, it works out. But right now on this side of the lesson, it's a whole different ballgame. Because this king was the most wicked king so far in the history of Israel. And Elijah just went up and told him, you're wrong, the God that you worship is wrong, and on top of that, it ain't going to rain for 3 years. So right after that is where we pick up here, okay? Verse 5 of chapter 17, 1 Kings said, so he went and did according to the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelled by the brook Cherith, that is, before Jordan. Now, what he's talking about here in verse 4, God said, all right, now you've told him get up out of there, because he's going to be mad. So he delivered the message to the king, and then he left. And it says here that he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith. Now, when I think of a brook, I'm from East Tennessee. I think of the mountains. All right? I think of this bubbling little brook, big oak trees all around it, trout swimming up and down through there, and just a pleasant place to be. But I want you to do something. When you go home, I want you to pull out your phone, open up maps, and type in Jordan River, Israel. And you'll see, because I did this, you'll see that there's a little strip right down the middle of the nation of Israel that's green. And everything else is brown. From the Jordan River out a few miles this way and a few miles that way, it's fertile. But anything past that, and it's just rocks and sand, not sand dunes, but just dry dirt and rocks, and any little shrub or scrub that is there is like 10 foot worth of root and 2 little inches on top of the ground. It's really a inhospitable place. I was able to go to Israel for about 6 weeks one time on missions, and we were able to see some things. I didn't say that right. Not church missions. Don't get me wrong there, because I've not done that. But we were doing missions in Israel when I was in the army. And I was out in the middle of this desert, in a little old place out in the Negev desert. And there is nothing much there. When this says the brook Cherith, it's talking about a wadi. Now, the best thing that I could describe to you in ways that we would understand that, I want you to go in your mind to a rock quarry and a little ditch in a rock quarry. And you got rocks over here and rocks over here and a ditch in the middle, and when it rains, water runs down it. That's what a wadi is, and that's where he was at. There wasn't a whole lot of food. There was nothing. You couldn't live there. Lizards, snakes, maybe, bugs, But this is not a place where you could go and take care of yourself, build you a little hut, and survive any time at all. It was a rocky outcrop with a ditch in the middle is the best way I could describe it. Now that's where he went and sat down because God told him to go there. He told him to go there with a promise. He said, if you go there and wait for me, I'll have the ravens come and feed you every morning, every night, and you can drink out of the water there of the brook. Got some issues here. You all know what a raven is, right? That's a bird that eats carrion. They eat things that are already dead. There's an issue here because who wants to eat that stuff that a bird of that nature is going to bring you? All right? I don't think these ravens came in, I could be wrong, but I don't think these ravens came in holding steaks. I don't think they come in holding a whole loaf of bread that they had stolen off of somebody's shelf somewhere. I think they came in with little crumbs and pieces and bits of unknown origin. You don't really know what it is. Now, I don't think they brought him rotten stuff. I don't think God would feed him with rotten stuff, but I do think that he had to overcome the knowledge that these birds picked that up off of something that was dead and brought it to him. It kind of puts you in mind of old Peter, don't it? Where God told him, take, Peter, kill and eat. And what did Peter say? Not so, Lord, for I have never touched anything common or unclean. And what did God tell him? Whatsoever I have made clean, don't you call that common. That's kind of a great promise for us, isn't it? When the world will look at you, and they will, if anybody knows you, they're going to point to all of the things that you have done in your whole life that make you unworthy to do what God has called you to do. Oh, God can't use you. I know what you did when you was in high school. God can't use you. I saw what you did when you was in the military. I know the things that you've done. God can't use you. But he told old Peter in Acts, he said, whatever I have made clean, don't you call that common. So anyhow, I think that works in our favor, and it also serves as a warning to us, doesn't it? Because we know people, don't we? We know people too. And sometimes our human nature says something to the effect of, golly, I can't believe that one is called to do something like that. Does God know what she did when she was younger? God, are you sure that's the one? Don't we have to be careful too in our Christian piety not to label somebody as unworthy? Because that same thing that God said about me, can He not say that about somebody else? Can God not tell me, Tommy, whatever I have called good, don't you call that unclean? Right? Anyhow, let's move on. So he went and he sat down by this ditch, and the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. Now again, don't get in your mind cool, clear water. That's just refreshing to the soul. He's in survival mode, and he's drinking dirty water out of a ditch. And there ain't much of it. And I don't want you to think that this is a big wash of water that he can get out there and like swim in. Like he ain't up at Metcalf Bottoms. He's by a ditch, okay? And he's having to survive on a little bit of water that he can get out of the ditch and whatever the birds bring to him, okay? But he's surviving. God is providing for him. He don't go to bed hungry. See, God fed him in the morning when he woke up, and he fed him at evening when he was getting ready to go to bed. See, he never went to bed hungry, and he had enough energy to get through the day, whatever it was that he was doing that day. The Bible don't tell us how long he stayed there. We know the drought lasted for 3 years and 6 months, but we don't know how long he was in this wadi before the water dried up. But it does say in verse 7 here, and it come to pass after a while that the brook dried up because there had been no rain in the land. See, the old prophet, when he declared the drought, it was on him too. He had to endure this same punishment that the nation of Israel and the entire region actually was enduring. Just because he was the man of God didn't get him out of the suffering of the people. In fact, I guess it could be argued that he felt it a lot more than the people, because he understood why it was happening and what it would take, and he just couldn't understand why they wouldn't just do the right thing to begin with. It's so simple. But eventually the water dried up. And then we've turned the page. Verse 8 says, and the word of the Lord came unto him saying. See, he didn't, I don't think as he was watching that little wadi dry up, I don't see the old prophet saying, okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to go over here and dig me a well. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build me a dam over here so that the water will catch what little water there is, and then I'll have it. I don't see him doing that. So I think he was totally reliant on God for his survival. I think he waited. I think he waited for God to tell him, all right, get up and go. I think he waited on God to say, this is the next step. I don't know how long he stayed there after the end of verse 7 and the beginning of verse 8, where it says the brook dried up and the Lord came to him saying, arise. For me, if I had to sleep overnight knowing that the water was gone, I would be worried. So, verse 8 said, let me try that again. The word of the Lord came to him saying, arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon. You know who come from Zidon? Jezebel. Can you imagine God telling you, all right now, get up out of the ditch and go over here to the heart of the problem? Jezebel's hometown, home area, if you will. You're going to the heart of the problem. It's about 80 miles north and then over east towards the coast of the Med. Get on up now and go on. Now you might think, as we think today, that's about an hour and a half drive. Well, guess what? A day's journey, you might get about 10 miles over there. All right? So a day's journey, you might be looking here at a week's journey. Or, I don't know. I'm throwing conjecture in there, but for a week-ish, for several days anyway, God sustained him through the travel. Now, the place he was traveling, it was still under the famine. Even Josephus wrote about the famine when he was writing in his Antiquities that there was a great famine. So it's an established thing, but the whole region was suffering because of this. But even so, he didn't tell him, though, just get up and go. He assured him. See, when he told him to go sit by the wadi, he assured him, you can drink the water and I'll feed you from the ravens. Well, when he told him to go to Zidon and dwell there means move in, unpack, get settled. That's where you're going to see this whole thing through, is in Sidon. Dwell there, behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So don't worry, I'm already working at the other end. When they told us in the military that it was time to change station, PCS, permanent change of station, you'd get your orders, and then on the other end you had a sponsor. And the sponsor would contact you and say, hey, I'm here, I'm looking for you, I'm waiting on you. God had already laid up a sponsor for Elijah when he got there. All right, so here we go. So he arose, verse 10, and he went to Zarephath. Is that how you say it? PH. Zarephath, right? Zarephath. And when he came to the city gate, behold, the widow was there gathering of sticks. So let's look at the situation. I don't know how long it took him to get there, but he got there. And the first thing he saw before he even went into the city was the widow woman. And she was gathering sticks. Now, in that time, if you were a true widow, you didn't have any other family, you was kind of your own, you was all you had. All right? The widows and the orphans, nobody took care of them. If they didn't have family, there was no Social Security to get on to. There was no food stamps. There was nothing. They just had to get by. All right? And so oftentimes they were seen as disposable and absolutely less than desirable. Just one more mouth to feed. But not so in God's eyes. We'll look at that a little bit more too. But he went to this city knowing that that's where he was going to unpack. He was going to stay there a while. So he gets there and he sees the widow woman gathering sticks. She was trying to gather enough sticks off the ground to where she could build a fire to heat up what little food she had left. As we'll see going on down through here, she was preparing her last meal. She had already accepted her death sentence. She knew there wasn't no help coming. And she was resolved to make her last meal, and then after that she was ready to go. She was there gathering of sticks. Verse 10 goes on to say, and he called to her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. It's a drought. It's a famine. And he sees this widow woman gathering sticks, and I don't see firewood. I see twigs that other folks would not worry about dropping. She's picking them up, gleaning, if you will. And he says to her, bring me some water in a vessel. Bring me a cup of water so that I can drink it. I don't know how much water she had. I guess she didn't have much. But you know what she did? She turned around to go get that man some water. Now maybe she knew that she had just enough to share. But whatever was going on in her mind, I think God had prepared her. I really do. I don't think that this woman was just your average run-of-the-mill Gentile woman that was just at the right place at the right time. See, I don't think there's coincidences like that. I think that people are where they are meant to be. Just like the woman at the well when Jesus found her. That was not by accident. She was there exactly when she needed to be there. Hey guys, and so was Jesus. See, Jesus went to her when he knew where she would be. When she was trying to stay away from other women because of her perceived reputation, Jesus met her there. So anyhow, he says to her, go fetch me a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. Bring me something to eat. I don't see this as the old prophet being callous. I don't see that. I don't see this as the old prophet being starving to death and saying, feed me, please. I don't see that either. I see this as a intentional, I don't want to say trial, but an opportunity for her to make this decision of faith. Look at verse 12 here. She said, as the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake. Now, that one little phrase right there, you'd be amazed how many commentators have taken that little phrase, as the Lord thy God liveth, and gone 100 different directions with it. One says that that was a recognition, that she recognized him as being a Jew. One says that it was just saying, you know, my God Baal sure ain't alive because we've had this drought going on here. Maybe your God's alive. I don't see that. Because she said, as the Lord, and if you look at that, L-O-R-D is small caps. Anytime that word is used, what is it used of? Yahweh. The Lord's name. The name of God. As your God Yahweh lives. It's a proclamation in my mind that she recognizes the God of Israel as the one true God. You may see that differently. Depends on the commentator you look at. Ryrie says that it was a recognition. Broadman says that it was just recognizing that he was a Jew. The commentator in our lesson recognizing that he was a Jew. But I want to offer you a little bit more of why I think that way, if you'll allow me to veer off of the lesson. Just a little bit. I believe that it was a dedication that she believed in God, Yahweh. And I see this because totality of Scriptures. If you look ahead in the book of Luke, Jesus was talking about, let me see if I've got it marked. Jesus said when he was talking in the book of Luke, Luke chapter 4, verse 25, you want to check me out on it. He says, now this is in red, but I tell you of a truth that many widows were in Israel in the days of Elias, when the heavens were shut up 3 years and 6 months, and the great famine was throughout the land. But unto none of them was Elias sent, save unto Sarepta, a city of Sidon, unto a woman that was a widow. Jesus mentioned her in a sermon. One of his first ones. He mentioned her in a sermon. In my mind, I don't have a problem with Jesus remembering to send Elijah to her. I think Jesus was recalling sending Elijah to this woman. I also don't have a problem with God I don't have a problem with God taking care of a woman in an evil city, in an evil country, in an evil place because she believed in Him. I don't have a problem with God sending His prophet 80 or 90 miles from a ditch to her house so that she could be taken care of and her child throughout the drought. I don't have a problem with that. That's God taking care of His children. Doesn't Jesus also talk about the Good Shepherd? That He would leave His 99 to go find that one that had gone astray. You know, that whole sermon that Jesus was doing there in the book of Luke, if you look at it, that's where He started out saying a prophet is not without honor except in his own country. The nation of Israel had turned from God, whole lock, stock, and barrel. They were following Baal. This little woman in the middle of Baal Central was following God. So God took the prophet to the one who served Him. I don't have a problem with that. God went a whole lot farther than that to get a hold of me. And I think if you would compare your life, you could see the same where God has come and took you up from. So here we go on. Let me find where I got to. Here we go. I'm in verse 12. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, a little oil in a cruse. And this is the sad part here. Behold, I am gathering 2 sticks that I can go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. She had already resolved. That's it. I have nothing else. When this is gone, there ain't no more. And today's the day. We're going to eat today, and then we'll just die. When you get to that point, that there's just nothing left, that you know you can't help yourself, see, that's where God can use you. Because God don't help them that helps themselves. That's not in the Scripture. What is in the Scripture is God helps those who can't help themselves and know it. If you ain't never got to that point of there ain't nothing left, then count yourself blessed. Because when you get to that point and you know there ain't nothing left, that's where God can get a hold of you. That's where God, because nobody else can. And see, that's where this little widow was. She was at that point. And I don't know, in my mind, I could see her praying to that God and saying, God, I don't know what else to do, but I trust you. And then when the old prophet shows up, let's see what happens here. In verse 13, Elijah said unto her, Fear not, don't be afraid. Go and do as thou hast said. Go ahead, make your last little cake, but make me thereof a little cake first. Take what you got, bring it to me. And here's a promise. After, make for thee and for thy son. Did you catch that? It's subtle. Go take that last little bit that you've got. Take everything left. Make me a cake and bring it to me. Then go back and make you one. Because there's going to be something there when you get back. Take everything that you've got, everything that you've been able to save, everything you've been able to gather, bring that to the Lord. Trust God with it. Then you go back and make for you and your son. See, there's a promise. There's a promise there. Verse 14, he spells it out for her. For thus says the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. He tells her, you do this. This is going to happen. You do this like God commands, and God's going to take care of you. See, Elijah was teaching her this lesson. He told her what God had asked of her. He told her what God had promised her. But now, it gets back to the question I asked right up front. Which side of the lesson are you on? See, she had a choice to make. He didn't know where she lived. He was still at the city gate. He said, I'm going to wait right here. You bring me the cake. I don't know about you, but that took a lot of faith. Because she had to go home, empty it all out. And I don't doubt that she looked in there. And she knew that it was empty. I think she sat and held that oil container upside down. Run her finger down through it to get to the last little bit. She knew that it was empty. She mixed it up together. Baked it. And when it was done, oh, it looked awful good. Sitting there holding that warm bread in your hand. Do I eat this and feed my son? Or do I take it to that old prophet out there? See, it took faith. It took faith. But she believed in a promise, you see. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The things you ain't seen yet. Boy, that's some good English, wasn't it? The things that you ain't seen yet, but know is coming. There's the faith. Now, verse 15 says, and she went and did according to the saying of Elijah. And she and he and her house did eat many days. Now we know that the drought lasted for 3 years and 6 months because Jesus said so in Luke. We know kind of from just common knowledge, it takes about 3 weeks for one of them wells or from one of them ditches to dry up when there ain't no rain. So we can imagine that Elijah and this widow woman ate for 3 years out of that empty dish and out of that dry container of oil. Verse 16 shows the fulfillment of a promise. And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Elijah. See, she could not have gotten any more meal because the grain was gone. There was no more grain to have. The oil, no doubt olive oil. Olive trees are really drought hardy. You know, they got 10-foot deep roots and they got, you know, they're really hardy. But 3 years without water is a long time, even for an old olive tree. And even the olives that they did get. Did y'all ever grow grapes? You know, with a real good year, you get one of them big old muscadines almost as big as your hand, can't you? But on them lean years when the rains don't come at the right times, they just ain't hardly as big or sweet, you know. And these little olive trees the same way. When there's not a lot of water, there's not a great big olive to have. And the little olives that you did get, you'd get just less and less oil. So they just wasn't none to have. It wasn't that she couldn't afford it. There wasn't none to get. The king couldn't afford it. Verse 16, I like that. The barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail according to the word of the Lord. All she had was her faith. And the Lord took that faith, an empty barrel and an empty cruse, and sustained life. When your barrel's empty and your oil cruse is dry, if you let God use it, He'll sustain you with it. Because it's not you, you see. It's your willingness. If the barrel had been full of meal, it wouldn't really been a miracle, would it? You know, old Joseph, he stored up all kinds of provisions for Egypt, for their drought for that 7 years. He stored up the provisions. So it wasn't a miracle, really. It was just good preparation. So had she had a big barrel full of meal and a whole bunch of cruises of oil, that's good preparation. But she didn't have none. She just had an empty barrel. She had a container. She had something to put it in. Guys, we've got something to put it in. And the emptier that we are of ourselves, the more full, the more room for God to fill us up with His stuff. Let's see if I've caught up with my notes here. Elijah taught her a lesson in verse 13 that God had already taught him. He explained it to her, but it was still on her to decide to do it. So that's what the good Lord showed me this week. Does anybody have anything else to add to that?